Hello, and welcome to the first FAQ Monday in quite a long time. I haven't done one of these in a hot minute. Been getting a lot of good questions, and I thought, you know what? Let's hang out. If you're new around here, please check out my website, riffsandbeards.net. There's free Kemper profiles, recording templates, and all sorts of stuff. And be sure to sign up for the new newsletter that I got going on. I'm gonna be giving away some cool stuff, some gear candy, etc., etc. Link down below in the description. And with that, let's just get into it, shall we? Best live band you've ever seen? I don't know if I can pick just one. Can I do two? I can do two. It's my channel. I can do two. It's a tie. It's a tie between Foo Fighters and Deftones, circa 1997, 1998. Foo Fighters, it was a warm-up show for the Color and the Shape tour. It was at a small club in Seattle called DV8. I believe that club was 300 cap. Very, very small club. I think Monkey Wrench was out, and I don't think Color and the Shape was out or had just come out the week prior, I think. Unbelievable. Pat Smear's still in the band. The band was on fire. They introduced Taylor as the new drummer. It was awesome. That show was one of the best I ever saw. Tied with, I saw Deftones on the Around the Fur tour in 1998, I think 4 times. Deftones and Quicksand at the Moore Theater in Seattle was unbelievable. They were absolutely on fire and better than the record, which is not an easy thing to do. So yeah, I would say Deftones and Foo Fighters, best live bands I've ever seen. What was the sweetest part of your Sweetwater tour? The video was awesome, and I had no idea how thorough their guitar inspections were. Tom Buck, what's up, dude? If you guys like nerdy gear stuff, not guitar stuff, like camera stuff, microphone stuff, check out Tom's YouTube channel. It's one of my favorites. Very refreshing take on just about anything. To answer your question though, Tom, the sweetest part about being at Sweetwater was honestly being at Sweetwater Studios. Basically, they had blocked out the time, so when myself and Ben Eller went over there, they had blocked out the entire week for us to basically use the Sweetwater Studios as our home base. And we had free reign over this incredible recording studio. It was amazing. And they were so gracious and awesome. And everyone was just like super stoked to be there. Like you'd go get lunch and be like, oh, what's up, Ben? Fluff, what's up, dude? And like, it was awesome. It was a really, really fun hang. And the coffee's really good too, which is important for me because I was jet lagged because we would start at like 8 a.m., which is like 5 a.m. in Seattle time. And I'd just be like, give me the coffee. So it was a good time. But yeah, the Sweetwater Studios is definitely my favorite part about going over to Sweetwater. Aside from your current signature models, both guitar and pickups, what other company would you like to work with? I don't know. Not that the world needs another overdrive pedal, but I have fantasized about having like a properly released, cool featured signature overdrive pedal. And it wouldn't be anything crazy, but it would have a few cool bells and whistles that are related to what I kind of do to guitars in post-production that I think would be really cool. Yeah, I don't know. I guess an overdrive pedal would be something that I would love to have a signature version of, and maybe, I don't know, not strings because I use, beefy slinkies and stuff like that. So I don't really know what the point of that would be. However, I don't know, a bobblehead. I can't get a bobblehead made because they're way too expensive, like a fluff bobblehead. Coffee, a signature blend, fluff blend coffee would be so sick. But, other than that, that's all I can think of for signature stuff. But yeah, overdrive pedal, coffee, signature fluff stuff. I would love to make it happen. How do you find motivation to keep doing videos? You know what? If I'm honest, it comes and goes slowly. I mean, I'm not saying like, from week to week, I'm like, I don't want to do this. Oh, I want to do this. I don't want to do this. Right now, I feel like for me personally, I am at a very hungry time. I have been reinvigorated, and actually that trip to Sweetwater was kind of reinvigorating. It was nice to get out after being stuck in the house for 2 years. That was great to actually like use a bunch of camera stuff and be creative with Ben, and I just felt really recharged from that trip. But it's okay to not feel like you want to do videos. This is technically my job, although I'm not solely reliant on it for my income. So I do feel less pressure than I used to have to do videos, if that makes sense. So I don't know. I love the post-production process. I love editing videos. As weird as that sounds, most people just like shooting them. I hate shooting them. Sorry guys, I love you, but like I hate shooting videos. I like getting all the footage into the computer and being creative with the footage, the cuts, the coloring, the grading, the audio. I love mixing audio. That's why I make videos. And so because of that, I can just forever keep making videos, and I'm so stoked to do it because that means I get to play with audio and mix songs, and I also get to cut video and grade stuff. So I don't know, loving the post-production process has helped me just, you know, not be burnt out and still keeps me stoked on it. Superior Drummer? Ooh, Sam. I'm actually not using the Superior Drummer too much these days. I've just pretty much moved over exclusively to either Get Good with their Architects One Kit Wonder or Mixwave. Gojira is so good. But yeah, those are contact-based MIDI drums. There's nothing wrong with Superior Drummer. I will use Superior Drummer samples when using like a real quit to augment or reinforce a drum kit. But I don't think they're two different things. So Get Good is something that I will use for a YouTube video when I want a result real fast, whereas the Superior Drummer stuff is less processed and more raw, and there's more work to be done. And a lot of times for a YouTube video, I'm not going to spend a couple of days getting drum sounds or something like that, or the drum sounds that I want. I'll just go straight to a more finished polished sound like the Get Good has and just use that. But yeah, I still have the tune track stuff though. It's good. Favorite load box or recommendations for a load box? Looking at Saint Rock, but they're out of stock. A favorite load box. I don't know what your specific requirements are, if you need impulses or not. Since you mentioned the Saint Rock, I will assume you do. So I will not mention the UAD aux box, which is my favorite attenuator load box. But also check out the Mesa Boogie Cab Clone IR Plus. It is a load box attenuator, and it basically lets you load a bunch of impulses, and it doesn't have any janky software to use with it. It's just a folder structure, and you load your impulses, and then you're done, and you just manually turn them up. It's very simple. It's basically like a 2-note Torpedo Live, but it's boiled down to a much simpler form, and it's awesome. So yeah, Mesa Boogie Cab Clone IR Plus. The Sur is really good. 2 Notes Captor X is really good. I don't know, depending on your specific requirements, but those are a couple that I really like. But the Boogie, if I couldn't use the aux box, the Boogie is what I did use. What affects the tone of amp sims? I have Amplitude 4, I tried Dolly, your Root sim, and they all sound like a CPU with fizz sound. I use a Scarlett 2i4, and I have the tones in my Spark. I have the tones in my Spark better, but I love the tones of all of the demos of these sims. I would really evaluate what you're listening to these sims on. If it's your speakers, a set of headphones, earbuds, it sounds like your listening situation is not ideal, or your speakers are not ideal, or your headphones are not ideal, because I can assure you, Amplitude, Nolly, and Roots do all sound great. So, and as you said yourself, you like the sounds that other people are getting with them. It's not your interface. Your interface is great. The Focusrite Scarlett 2i4 is a wonderful interface. It's very clean sounding. That's definitely not the issue. I would definitely evaluate your listening situation and what speakers and or headphones you were using to hear those amp sims. How do you get ready for touring / playing shows? Any tips or advice for playing live for the first time? You know, for me, I used to have a massive amount of anxiety when playing live. My heart would race. I would start not remembering the songs, because after all, live performance is a really weird combination and balance of conscious thought and unconscious thought, muscle memory with the songs, but knowing what comes what comes next. You just got to do it. You just got to get through it and know that you're going to do the best you can. And you know, if you're writing into this channel, you're probably playing some rock oriented music, and there's a lot of wiggle room for rock music, but remember, this is all about having fun. And as long as you're having fun, it doesn't really matter. If you are having anxiety issues or nervousness prior to a show, I find it helpful to do stretches, and I work, me and the band also work on our breathing prior to a show. We'll power breathe, oxygenate our blood, calm us down. I'll stretch for 30 minutes before a show, and I will just basically what I like to call get in the zone. I like to get in the headspace of performing and playing a show. I definitely am not socializing with friends and then I walk on stage. That doesn't work for me. That gives me anxiety. Prep, be comfortable with the music, and just relax. It's okay. Just calm down, breathe, and being nervous is okay. Everyone is nervous when they go on stage. And last but not least, favorite track on Illusion of Safety. Oof. So Thrice just celebrated the 20 years of the Illusion of Safety record. Favorite track off of Illusion of Safety. It's probably Deadbolt or To Avenge and Awake the Dead. But I wish I could say the whole album, but Deadbolt or To Avenge and Awake the Dead. To Avenge and Awake the Dead, when I heard that ending, blew my mind. That album changed the course of my entire life, actually, so. Yeah, favorite track on Illusion of Safety, To Avenge and Awake the Dead, or Deadbolt, depending on the day. And that does it for this episode of FAQ Monday. Thank you so much for hanging out. If you'd like to support this channel in any way, I have affiliate links down below in the description. Also check out the website. I have a lot of free downloads and Kemper profiles, etc., etc. And there's also a Patreon. And with that, you've been wonderful. I've been Fluff. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.